Before we begin today's video, I'd like to let you know that the Amazing Atheist Patreon is back from the dead, and you can check that out in the links down below in the description. But I don't want to waste too much time on that. I just ask that you please check it out. Check out the cool perks that are available to you. And without further ado, let's get to some crazy fucking Otherkin comics. This one we're going to start with is not too batshit. I mean, they're all pretty batshit, but I guess this is less batshit than the other ones. Here's person riding a bike. Biking reminds me of flying. My wings are enveloped by the freeing wind. Wow. Yep. So, I guess if you're a person with the soul of a dragon inside you, the closest you can get to flying is riding a bike. You know, I think it would be like, you know, hang gliding or something like that. But I guess the hang glider gets in the way of your phantom wings. Yeah, because all Otherkin have phantom limbs, as we will we'll learn in this next comic. Here's a comic that explains the phantom limb phenomenon. And no, I'm not talking about the villain from Venture Brothers. I'm talking about something way more cringy. So here's a phantom limb is the sensation that a limb is physically present when it is not. Neurological explanation. The relevant portion of the brain is still there, so it feels as if the limb is still there too. But disregard that shit. We're gonna go with the spiritual explanation. The spirit also stays intact, even if the body doesn't. This has to do with chakras and the astral plane. Oh yeah, chakras in the astral plane. Harmless beliefs, harmless beliefs. Phantom limbs are also experienced by therianthropes and otherkin. The difference is that these don't follow a human-shaped template. We may feel wings, tail, or any such thing. Yeah, I have a phantom penis, you know? It's fucking 11 inches long and as thick as a fucking Coke can. Yeah, that's my phantom penis, you know? My real penis, shriveled little piece of shit, but my phantom penis, huge, impressive, a monument to the phallic. We know there's no physical counterpart to these limbs. They're not visible to plain sight, and they pass right through everything like a ghost. It's almost as if they're not even fucking there. However, there are odd exceptions where a phantom limb responds to a physical object as if both were equally tangible. Okay. This is almost akin to believing that someone who suffers from an actual phantom limb, someone who's had a limb removed, or, you know, lost it in an accident, and they still feel it sometimes, it'd be akin to saying that they can somehow reach out and grab something with their phantom limb, and sometimes it works, you know? Except it doesn't ever work, because they're not there. There's also instances where people respond to the limbs as if they could see them, and it shows a diagram of people walking around the wing, his magical angel wing, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm assuming that these people are just like, look at that weirdo, give them a wide berth. We don't want to walk too close to that freak. But no, I'm sure it's because on some deeper level they sense the presence of the phantom wing. Rarest of all, sometimes physical objects respond to the limb's presence. Oh, of course, it's the rarest of all. His wing, or no, I'm sorry, not his wing, his tail is is jamming the elevator door. Hey, what's jamming the elevator door open? What's jamming the elevator door open? Well, it's a big log of bullshit, honey. That's what's jamming the elevator door open. The elevator door won't close because it's stuffed full of unbelievable bullshit. So that's the explanation of phantom limbs. Now that you understand that, let's read this comic here. There's a girl. She's obviously an otherkin or a therian or whatever the fuck other bullshit terms these people have come up with for this fucking undiagnosed disorder. She's walking down the street and she's just thinking grumbly thoughts. I'm pissed because no one understands that I'm a dragon or whatever the fuck I am. And then a little girl in a stroller. Look, Daddy, that person has wings. Yes, dear. And then she's happy. She's just like, yeah, some stupid little fucking toddler validated my crazy bullshit. Yay, now I'm happy. Now my psychology is good. I'm all fucking super positive now. Because that little fucking retard pointed at me and said, wings, wings. Maybe you just drank a Red Bull. You ever think of that? You ever fucking think of that? Okay. What else we got here? All right, here's a Tumblr post. It's not exactly a comic, but this is fun. Trying to explain the idea of being an otherkin to your parents is harder than asking your best friend to stop sitting on your invisible tail. I don't know about you guys, but my friendship would probably end about there. If I go over to some dude's house and I sit next to him on his couch and he's like, dude, you're on my invisible tail, I'd be like, whoa, time to leave. It's time to get the fuck out of here. I fear for my safety. At least my therapist understands. I think your therapist just wants to keep getting your money. You know, that's the problem with therapy in America. If people's therapists don't just validate their bullshit endlessly, they just stop giving them money, so they stop going to them. I mean, you know, if you're a therapist and you're like, yeah, really, you really are a fox inside, then, you know, you should have your license fucking revoked. That's not based in science. That's not based in reality. She lets me run around with my tail on in public, understands when I have to cover my ears when people whistle. Yeah, okay. Your ears are the same as everybody else's. You don't have special ears, okay? And my face presses up against the glass when I'm watching the foxes at the zoo and when I sit there for hours crying when we leave. That's not even how a real fox would be. You know, do you even know what canines are fucking like? I mean, they don't fucking, if they see some strange other canine, they don't sit there like, yeah, friends. I mean, a fucking domesticated fucking house dog might, but a fucking wild wolf or a fucking wild fox or a coyote, if they see a fucking coyote or a wolf or a fox or whatever that they don't recognize, it's immediate hostility. It's grrr, you know? You should be fucking biting at the glass like, you know, that would be the actual reaction in nature. Two fucking foxes that just come across each other that have never seen each other before, not just like, hey, we're friends because we both foxes. No, they're in competition with one another. That's fucking nature, you dipshit. You know, if you're gonna fucking decide that you're a fox inside, maybe do some research on foxes and figure out how they actually fucking act. Stupid son of a bitch. Ugh. All right, we'll do one more of these pieces of shit. All right, here's a woman sleeping in bed, and all of a sudden a little dragon comes up. You shouldn't feel weaker when I'm not around. I know. Sometimes I just wish you'd help me stand up for myself again. You're not strong because of me. You're strong because you are me. That kind of boils down to the same thing. I'm just a personification of the strengths you've always had, you know. And then the dragon vanishes, and she's like, yeah, I do. Okay. If you're laying in bed at night and you wake up with your little mind dragon sitting there on your bed and giving you a little pep talk and shit, then you're probably not that strong, and there's a good chance there's something severely wrong with you. You might want to get on some medication or something. Go to a therapist that's not afraid to call you on your bullshit. Don't go to one that's like, yeah, you really are a dragon. That'll be $75. It's like, does my insurance pay for this? Okay. Oh, yeah, the Otherkin, man. They're fun. I guess we could do one more. I guess we could do one fucking more. Why the fuck not? I've got more. I've totally got more. This one, I don't really know what really even to make of it. It's Defining Otherkin. Guest script by Baxel. Good old Baxel. Step 1, list all personality traits, behavior, patterns, and beliefs that every single Otherkin has in common. And then the mountain lion, I guess, instead of eating these fucking easy fucking prey humans. I guess I guess that's an elf, and then like a fucking fish person or something. I don't fucking know. Instead of eating those fucking pussies, he's all like, well, we all believe we're not human. And then the elf adds, for some value of human. And then the fish person adds, and not. And then I don't even know who's saying it, but someone says, or were previously non-human. And then the wolf's like, that assumes belief in reincarnation. And then the fucking griffin says, oh, never mind. And you know the funny thing is that you're seeing this mountain lion and an elf and a wolf and a griffin and a fish person. You're seeing them sitting around talking about this bullshit, and you know that, in real life, it would be a bunch of fucking, like, fat, acne-covered fucking girls and maybe, like, one socially awkward, nerdy guy sitting around like, yeah, we're wolves, guys. We're wolves. I'm a wolf inside. Oh, that's me. Yeah, I'm a fucking wolf. Oh, step 3, prophet. Elf is like, forget this, let's get a pizza. Okay, and then the fish person's like, no thanks, because fish people don't eat pizza. If you're an Otherkin and you think you're a wolf, then I want you to go fucking out into nature and fucking chase deer, or at least go fucking find a deerkin and rip their fucking jugular vein out with your teeth. At least then I'd believe there's some fucking commitment here to this shit. Instead of just like, I'm special! I'm this other thing deep inside. I look like a lame-ass human, but really inside I'm a cool dragon. I'm a griffin. I got phantom wings, and nobody's allowed to touch them. Nobody's allowed to touch my phantom wings. I can't fly with them, but sometimes I'll hit a street lamp or something, and I'll feel it, and I'll be like, whoa! Oh, God. What even is this world? I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out.